Did you set up the mic?
It's on.
When
Areola.
When
I'm doing voiceover, I throw a towel over my head,
oh yeah.
lean over my computer desk, and put my iPhone in front of me. That's why sometimes I'm like, do, and then sometimes I'm like, because my voice is restricted. Am I camera pretty, or am I just pretty? No anymore.
Actually, I think I said that you look like really great today. Like, not that you don't look great other days, but I was like, oh, geez.
I'm not one of those people.
I know.
That's like, you complimented me. Does
Well,
that mean?
Well, but when we were at, what's it called?
Are you about to tell me how I am one of those people?
No,
oh.
no, I wish. I fucking wish.
You're like, actually,
no,
three times this week.
No, when we were at World Market, the woman goes, can I see your ID for, I guess, my credit card? So I give it to her, and she goes, oh, your hair looks so nice in this, right? Or she goes, oh, your hair is so pretty looking at this. And I go, yeah. And she goes, but you changed it. And I go, thank you. That's the nicest, rudest compliment I've ever had. And then I think she got really nervous that I was going to, like, report her. And she's like, I'm like, don't worry about it, dude. It's fine.
These are the Percy Pigs commemorative edition because they also just had a royal wedding over in the UK, not including Meghan Markle. This is Percy and Penny, a Marks and Spencer tradition, and these are delicious treats that I would even eat off of a woman's breast.
That's what, I mean, it does. Don't they look like little, these are like little, like, I had bad surgery, nipples are not great, gonna get super malpractice. I hide in a closet.
Hi guys!
Hi!
I'm John Crafthouse.
I'm Lindsay Ames.
And today we are here at...
to spade and neuter animals.
Yes, with a toothpick. We are here because I have acquired, again from a friend who knows that I'm poor, 3 boxed kits for brewing 1 gallon of beer each. And I thought, who's the only other person that I know in Los Angeles that could easily split 3 gallons of beer with me? Me! So,
who also has a lot of time on her hands right now.
This has like a really great moonshine vibe. So the 1 box kit is called Small Batch Box Brewer Kits. It comes with a bunch of stuff, which is separate from these 2. You can bring up yours.
Oh, yeah.
Craft a Brew. Yeah, Craft a Brew, which also does 1 gallon. And these probably will have a similar process. We're going to do this box kit and the IPA Craft a Brew because the other one's a stout and I cannot stand stout.
Whew. You can't stand a stout, but you can stand an IPA?
No, the only time I've ever blacked out on beer was from stouts.
Oh.
And I remember drinking them because when I looked at the menu, I was like, 12.8%, I'm getting that one. But it was like the worst tasting thing.
Yeah.
And I was throwing up the entire next day. I actually had to call in sick from my
Work?
job at the time.
I get PTSD, I feel like, from IPAs because I've had so many boyfriends that, like, their eyes change when they have IPAs to, like, that dead eye. And then they, like, just go crazy.
The Brooklyn Brawl.
It's so,
Yeah. What I've learned so far from this extensive instruction manual is that this is a lot of sitting over the stove and simmering. Not boiling as much, but simmering
just
for like an hour, then changing the steps, then an hour, then changing the steps. Some things to consider is that everything in this process, just like with kombucha, has to be sterile. Sterilized.
That'd be a whole nother ballgame if it was sterile. Very interesting.
You know.
Yeah.
I studied
Sterilized.
Latin. Never. So, that being said, we're going to figure this out kind of as we go. We'll film a little bit of in the process in the kitchen because the kitchen's disgusting.
Right. Kitchen is not disgusting. Actually, right now, I love that. I said right. But I actually was just in there and I was like, oh, it's really clean. There's actually also a sign posted about everybody keeping their dishes. And
that's a passive-aggressive no.
Yeah. Was that? Did you put that? I
me.
love it. I mean, I don't live here and I still felt the passive aggression. So.
Did you feel empowered or?
I was like, I'm going to keep this clean. I had a fork and I didn't really clean it. I just kind of put it in that other dirty thing. So I didn't even obey this. I didn't obey. There was a dirty pot and I chucked my fork in the pot. So I didn't not listen to
that dirty pot is actually mine. I tried to recreate our Chowie Pepe video with gnocchi, but
how do you say it? Oh, interesting.
I say gnocchi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how was it said?
Yeah, I'm the most Jewish person alive, but it's gnocchi. The only reason I'm saying that is because as a Canadian...
Okay, that was like an intonation.
I know, but here's what I'm saying. Gnocchi. The only reason I say it is because as a Canadian, I'm constantly riddled here about how I pronounce things. So it was just a chance for me to, like, do it back. And it didn't feel good. I didn't like it. So say it how you want it.
What kind of foil do you wrap food with?
Oh, I say aluminum.
Okay, cool.
But I do say, so if you're going into the grocery store and you're looking at all the vegetables, what do you call that?
Produce.
Right, and I call it produce. Mm-hmm. Leave your comments below.
To my 15 followers.
Yeah.
Please leave your comments below.
Soon it's going to be 30, you know?
Yeah, because I'm paying them.
Yeah.
I scrounged up $50.
No shame.
So yeah, we're going to get started on this, and we are going to try and brew these and then have like a little outdoor party that we will show you guys later in a different video. Mm-hmm. So get ready. Let's go. I'll link all the product below. These kits come in two ways. One is just with the materials, like the glass and the wood and all the pipes and all that. Another way is with the ingredients. And the reason that they do that is... I'm not sure. But no, actually, I'm really not sure why you would sell this without the ingredients.
Well, because wait, one's with the ingredients and one's with just the bottles. Is that what you said? I zoned out.
They sell the fully realized kit.
Yeah. They
sell the ingredients.
Yeah.
And they sell the kit without the ingredients.
So you'd probably get the kit without the ingredients in case there's leftovers. Because are we going to use this whole thing?
That's for 1 gallon of beer, right?
Oh,
there.
so you use the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell are they doing?
They also, like, the box one gives you these interesting thimbles that you're supposed to drink out of, but I have never in my life consumed this small amount of alcohol. Yeah, like, that's like...
It's a thimble. It's like a thimble of beer.
That's a shooter.
Yeah. This is for kids. That's what it is.
That's when you're shotgunning little classy beers.
Or it's just for children. It's children's-sized beer.
I'd prefer to just...
It's
not sterile anymore.
Did you like that? Yeah.
So yeah, get ready. Here we go. Alright, so as you see on the left, I have a stock pot with a candy thermometer in it. You're best to have 2 of these because you will be moving warm water back and forth through 2 large pots, and you've got to get to about a gallon of water to make your beer. So it may be an investment for you to get both. 2, you've got to sit over the stove while this stuff steeps and brews for the first step, which is 60 minutes with 15-minute intervals of stirring, and then the next, which is 30 minutes of boiling. It helps to have a social media manager, such as Lindsay here, who can create still life photos of your beer ingredients and make sure that they're shot perfectly for Instagram, and then not give you the photo file. After the main grain has been steeped at 170 degrees Fahrenheit, you have to pour the water out and heat another batch of water, which you will then pour through the grain multiple times to get the flavor to come through. After this, you have like this milky, light tan, warm water mixture that you're going to then boil on the stove for 30 minutes, depending on what type of beer you have. With the leftover grain, Lindsay decided she was going to make a flour out of it. So she's taking everything out, putting it on a piece of parchment while it's still draining into the pot below. And then later she'll stick it through the food processor and she's going to make dog treats and bread and things like that. You don't need a lot of this grain, but obviously you'll get a lot of flour out of what you've used. I boiled the grain for 30 minutes, and 25 minutes into that boil, I added the hops, which then stirred around, which created the worst smell and the cloudiest water ever. So hops are an acquired taste, but they do have to go in if you want to make an IPA. After that, it's all about corking the bottle in a sterilized manner and letting it ferment for about a week. You can watch the bubbling come out of the top that is provided with the kit, or you can test it with a density thermometer, which is supplied in the kit. Other than that, it's just waiting. Alright guys, so Lindsay has just left on day one of our brewing our own beer. I have to be quite frank with you, this is extremely labor intensive. You will be sitting over a stove, watching this simmer for an hour and watching it boil for 30 minutes. And I actually, because I bought an IPA, it is a lot less of a intensive work than, say, a stout, which right here I have a stout, the other one is an IPA. These are very complicated. Sanitization is so important in this because this product is a live culture inside the brewing jug. The instructions are a little frustrating. I know they have a website. I would absolutely go to the website and see the instructions on how to do this. But this isn't like a group effort thing. You just need to sit over the stove and watch this. Also, it does not say this, but you need 2 giant stew pots to have on the stove at the same time to work this seamlessly. I have one. I was constantly pouring in between other bowls to then pour the water back over the grains. That was a bit frustrating. So you need to get 2 big stock pot style pots that hold like 4 gallons and use those so you have plenty of room at the top. There's also an option in these kits to do a double fermentation with jugs, so you actually should probably invest in another Fat Boy. If you plan on doing this, that's the jug. If you plan on doing this more often. But we will see how the flavoring goes. Lindsay and I will be doing a taste test. It takes about a week for it to ferment. Then I will add a sugar to the beer and then throw them in airtight bottles, which then the yeast will eat on that sugar for another 3 to 5 days, and then I will have beer to serve. So I'm going to take these to a friend's house for an outdoor party in the backyard, but I'm also going to just go buy beer and bring it as well because this is not efficient. Read through the instructions first, all the way through. I already missed 2 steps because 3 steps ahead clarified a step that I was already doing. So please read through the instructions twice before you even begin to work with this stuff. And just remember to sanitize everything because you spend hours on this, and if something corrupts the yeast culture or something like that because you didn't, sanitize one little thing properly, you've wasted 4 or 5 hours in a hot kitchen making nothing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sound off below, and we'll be back soon. Thanks. I used to hide in the closet.
I know.
But
You found your way out.
I don't know.
Never to return.